Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 14, Chapter 27. The Sadhguru Speaks, Part 2 of 3. God created the world as His play. Every action brings its consequence, which He dispenses, though He remains untouched by the actions themselves. None can discover the beginning of Maya. Therefore, it becomes plain that neither the personalized God, nor the individualized self, nor even the objective world can ever succeed in discovering the beginning of the Maya which brought them into existence and started the chain of act, consequence, act. Nevertheless, one can succeed in knowing when Maya will end. When will it end? When the objective world is ignored, set aside, denied, or discovered to be immanent in the divine. Then the Jiva, individualized being, is no more. When the Jiva is no more, the Ishvara, cosmic being or personalized God, is also superfluous and disappears, and when the Ishvara has faded out, the Brahman, absolute reality, alone is. Where there is no child, how can a mother exist? It is a word with no significance. Just as there can be no mother without a child, there can be no Ishvara once the Jiva is gone. When the personalized God, the individual soul, and the mental projection of the world, Prakriti, all vanish in the higher state of human consciousness, then Maya, which gave rise to them, also disappears. When space is enclosed in a pot, it appears limited and small, but once released from the upadhi, container, it again merges in the infinite sky. The sky is not reduced or transformed in shape or quality by being held in the upadhi. So too, the one Atman that is pervading the bodies and lives of billions of beings does not get affected by the upadhis, living beings, to which it adheres to for some time. Many are affected by the problem of what caused the cosmos. How did it come into being? They advance various theories and lay down many opposing hypotheses. But there is no need for seekers to beat about the bush so much. Just as a dream results when one is cut off from reality in a state of sleep, the cosmos is a result of being cut off from reality by Maya in a state of ignorance. The cosmos is as ephemeral and as vagarious as a dream. It is difficult to discover laws that explain or govern its infinite mysteries. More profitable than inquiring into the mysteries is the inquiry into possible ways of benefiting by them and learning from them. It is mostly a waste of time to probe into the origin of the cosmos or to determine how it will end. You are a part of creation, so try to understand yourself and keep your goal in view. The individual has three qualities in him. The Jiva, individual, has the emotional, passionate, and active qualities in his composition. The quality that is inferior is the tamasic, and that which is superior is the sattvic. Ishvara is the sattvic reflection of Brahman. Therefore, man must strive to rise higher into the sattvic realm. He must be ever vigilant not to slide down into the lower realm, the tamasic realm of matter and material pursuits. The guru has to hold this ideal before the pupil and guide him towards it. He must encourage him to be aware of the God within man. The word adhyatmic, spiritual, is used often by aspirants and preceptors. But what exactly is implied by adhyatmic? Is bhajan, congregational prayer, adhyatmic? Or does it involve japa or dhyana? Or does it denote religious rituals and ceremonies? Or does it extend to pilgrimages or holy places? No, these are only beneficial acts. Adhyatmic, in its real sense, relates to two progressive achievements, or at least sincere attempts towards those two achievements, which is elimination of the animal traits still clinging to man, and unification with the divine. Three different types of gurus in the world. When man spends his time, money, and energy for these so-called adhyatmic exercises, he should really consider and ask himself how far man has succeeded in overcoming the animal inheritance of lust, greed, and hate. What progress does he make by listening to exponents of texts? Has man become any less bestial? This is the inquiry, this is the assessment for man to be engaged in, though this is the very task ignored by him at present. The sadhanas, spiritual practices, now adopted promote only pride and pompous display, envy and egotism. They do not uproot them in the least. People proceed to the house of God as pilgrims, but pray to Him for more money, fame, and power. For their thoughts, words, and deeds center only around these transitory and trivial tokens of worldly success. The world and all its trappings bespeak the tamasic guna, quality of inertia. They can never raise man to the higher sattvic, pure level. The Guru must exhort the individual self to realize the universal self. On this Guru Purnima, we must revere with grateful hearts such Gurus who have consummated liberation for many. They are the highest Gurus. There are in the world so many other types also. There is the Guru who gives you a mantra, sacred formula, tells you its potentialities, and directs you to repeat it sincerely and steadily. He is the Diksha Guru. The initiation into the mantra is called Diksha in ritualistic parlance. He assumes that his duty ends with the gift of the mantra and the command to use it with conviction and care. He does not direct the pupil to master his senses or guide him to march forward and attain that victory. For the pupil, the mantra is a formula to be repeated in a parrot-like way. He might not even know that it is a precious gift. But without the sadhana, spiritual discipline of self-improvement, the gift has no value at all. The Maya too is an aspect of Brahman. A second type of Guru recommends the worship of one or another of the forms of God. Another set of Gurus teach lessons destined to change your consciousness. These are the teacher Gurus, but all these types ignore the One and divert attention, adoration, and devotion to the many, which are only relatively real. They do not lay down methods by which purity and clarity can be won. They are afraid to antagonize the animal urges in their pupils. Their teachings fill the head but do not thrill the heart. All types of gurus assert that God, nature, and man are distinct, whereas they are all really based on the play of Maya, on Brahman. They deal with subsidiary, not the primary, the diversity, not the unity, the trivial and not the true. The primary is Brahman, which, when reflected in Maya, seems to be broken into God, nature, and man. These three are only the unreal images of the One, and the Maya too is an aspect of Brahman. Mama Maya, my Maya, says Krishna in the Gita. Hence, when we merge in Brahman or win the grace of the Lord, his Maya cannot exist for us. One can also be rid of Maya if one can discard the three gunas from one's makeup. The Sattva guna, too, has to be transcended. Why? The Gita directs that even the eagerness to be liberated is a bond. One is fundamentally free. Bondage is only an illusion. So the desire to unloosen the bond is the result of ignorance. Krishna says, Arjuna, become free from the three gunas. In truth, the word guna means rope, but all three gunas bind the jiva with the rope of desire. Liberation means liberation from delusive moha, attachment. Mohakshaya is decline in the desire caused by attachment to sensory pleasure. End of part 2 of 3. Guru Purnima, Prashanti Nilayam, July 9th, 1979.